محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. حمدا لله على سلامتكم، ومرحبا في درس جديد من دروس اللغة العربية للقرآن. I'm going to share my screen and to answer the question by brother Yunus. So the question was, what is سألتمونيها and how to use it? So remember we said that سألتمونيها, we have also the same letters are in اليوم أنساه. So whether this phrase or that phrase, both of them refer to the same concept, and the concept is the added letters. These are the added letters. So what are these added letters? If I have a word like this, for example, فَأَسْقَيْنَاكُمُوهُ. This is a word in the Quran. فَأَسْقَيْنَاكُمُوهُ. So suppose that I would like to know the meaning of this word, and I don't have a dictionary. So I don't have to attack or approach the word as full. I can start my deconstruction of the word, the deconstruction process. The first thing I know here is this fa is a conjunction, which means then. Okay. And then the remaining part, this ha at the end, this ha at the end is always a pronoun, which means it or him. Okay. And then kum, this means you. This is another dhamir, another pronoun, which means you. And na, this means we. Like fa'alna, dhahabna, atayna. Okay. So what are we left with? We are left with alif, sin, qaf, ya, and then waw here. So if we try to rhyme this word with fa'ala, so fa'ala, we'll say something like fa'af, na, kumu. Because kumu, all of kumu part will be the same. And we get this out, then we are left with af'ala, af'ala. Okay, that's good. So we are left with 4 letters only, af'ala. And we need to reduce it to 3 letters. So which letter of af'ala will we have to drop? We go back to sa'altumuni, the alif, the hamza. This hamza we have to drop because this means that this is added. So we are left with saqiya, saqaya, and the root is saqa, which means to do what? Saqa wa asqa.
Related to what? To not drink, or maybe to give water to something?
That's right, to make someone drink.
Yeah.
To make someone drink, to provide water for someone, to irrigate a place. Okay. So this is the use of sa'altumuniha. One way, as we said, we drop all the parts that are evident for us that these are not part of the word, these are added meaning. And the other thing is another way of attacking it is to look at sa'altumuniha from the very beginning and starting to drop all the letters that are added. So we know, for example, that we have here mu, mim and waw. So we have a mim and waw here. and then we have a noon, we have a noon, we have an alif here, we have an alif, and then we have this hamza, and we have this hamza here. So we should be left with 3 letters, but the 3 letters rhyme with fa'ala, and they have got a meaning. Okay. Another example may be in another word, which is maktaba. So maktaba. Which are the added letters?
Kataba.
Meme.
Yeah.
Kataba.
Yeah.
Meme.
So kataba will be the root. So why did we choose to drop the ta marbuta?
Is it similar to the ha at the end of فَأَسْقَيْنَاكُمْ?
Yeah. Okay. So there are 2 like justifications. You can say that a ta marbuta is a marker for the feminine, so it cannot be part of the word. It is an added thing to mark the feminine. So we can drop it safely because it is not part of the word. In Arabic, whenever we would like to mark the feminine, we add the ta marbuta, which means that it wasn't there. And so we are left with maktab. We need 3 letters. Kataba would give us the root. This meme at the beginning refers to like the formation of a place. Even if you don't know that it refers to the formation of the place, then you go to Sa'altumuniha, you will find it in one of these. Okay. So some would ask, there is a T here, T, and there is a T here. Why didn't we drop the T, for example? So there is no kaf, there is no ba, but there is a meme. We dropped the meme, but there is a T. Why didn't we drop the T? Because we have to be left with 3 letters that form a meaning. So maktaba is on the pattern of maf'ala. Maf'ala, drop the added letters to fa'ala, then you drop the meme and the ta marbuta. You do not drop the ta because the ta rhymes with the ain, and the ain is part of fa'ala. Okay, see this? Faisal, you have a question.
Just wanted to ask one quick question here about the role of Hamza Alif. And I think that one of our youngsters, I'm sorry, I apologize. I should not be forgetting the nephew's name, but I am. But there was a question at one point in the class you were asking about Hamza Alif and then Alif in general in front of a verb, and he responded, and it was right that it's the marker of a question form in the end. So could you please reflect a little bit about that aspect, please?
So you're asking about Sa'd. Yeah. So Alif and Hamza at the beginning, it can be a question like, did something happen? It can be like a yes/no question. And it can be part of the verb, which means that to cause something to happen. Like we have seen here, asqa, to cause someone to drink. Like, for example, anma, yeah. Anma means to cause something to grow. Anma, okay, to cause something to grow. So this is one format of the verb, which is the pattern of af'ala, like akrama, to cause someone to receive generosity, so to be generous to another person. Af'ala akrama. It can also be a question mark, like أأنتم أأنتم are you أأنتم خلقتم أم نحن الخالقون in سورة الواقعة. أأنتم أنزلتموه من المزن أم نحن المنزلون. أأنتم تزرعونه أم نحن الزارعون. So all of this أأنتم means are you, do you, with the Hamza. So it can have Alif Hamza at the beginning of a nominal sentence. So أأنتم كنديون. I say أأنتم كنديون, are you Canadians? أأنتم كنديون. And it can, when the sorcerers came to Pharaoh, they said, inna lana la'ajra, will we be rewarded? So they didn't say do we have? So it said a. This a means a question, and then inna, we know inna. So inna لنا لأجر إن كنا نحن الغالبين. Do we have reward? Do we have a like to receive something if we are the victorious? And the Hamza alif can also come in front of a verbal sentence, like let's say أقتلت نفسا زكية بغير نفس. You remember when Khidr was talking to Sayyidina Musa? And then the second journey, they met a child, and Khidr killed the child. So Musa couldn't wait, couldn't bear more. He directly asked the question, did you or do you قتلت, you killed نفسا, you killed a human soul? Did you kill a human soul? So the Hamza here gives us also the question, the meaning of the question. So how do I know that it is part of the verb, or is it just means a question? From the context. So at the context, a question, at the context, asking a question to ponder about, and the intonation showed that it is a question, then it is the Hamza for a question. If it is part of the verb, like akrama, af'ala, asqa, asqaynakumu, then it is just a pattern of the patterns of the verb. We've seen that we have fa'ala, af'ala, fa'ala, infa'ala, istaf'ala, different formats of the verbs. 10, in fact. Okay, does this make sense? Yeah, inshallah. Okay, so we are back, alhamdulillah, to the فعل مضارع, and we just started last time about مجزوم, and I asked you for the homework to give examples of ما فعل and لم يفعل, right? To see لم and the meaning of لم. I don't know if Sheikh Osama sent me your homework or not, but let's see some of your examples, inshallah. So who would like to share some of the examples that you came up with?
I can start, Sheikh.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so for my, I won't share my files because they were all wrong, according to Brother Osama. I'll share the lam, so 98.1. لم يكن الذين كفروا من
لم يكن. Yeah,
لم
okay.
يكن الذين
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll just take the part that we are interested in.
Yeah.
لم يكن. That's what. Yeah, that's a good example, which means they didn't.
Which means the disbelievers in the people of the book and the polytheists were not going to desist from disbelief until clear proof came to them.
Okay, that's right. So لم يكن did not exist, or it wasn't, or it weren't, or they weren't. Past of was the past of the verb to be. So the past of the verb to be in the negative. So kana is the past that is affirmative. The negation of that, we have ma kana or lam yakun. Lam plus the mudara. The mudara is yakun, but here it turns into yakun, and we'll see why. Okay, this is a good example. Other examples?
I have one. كأن لم يغ this is Surah Hud 95, ayah number 95. So كأن لم يغنوا فيها على بعد مدين كما بعد ثمود.
كأن لم يغنوا فيها. ما شاء الله, that's right. كأن لم يغنوا فيها. So the past is غنية, غنى, and the مضارع would become يغنون. And if we put لم, then we have to drop the noon and we put alif. As we did with the subjunctive منصوب, we do with the jussive مجزوم. So the marker for the jussive here are just the same as the subjunctive. You drop the noon, and so we'll call it فعل مضارع. This is فعل مضارع مجزوم in the jussive case بحذف النون. The marker is dropping the noon. I'll write this down. فعل مضارع مجزوم بحذف النون. فعل present verb مجزوم. This means in the jussive case. And the marker of it is B, حذف dropping of the noon. فعل مضارع مجزوم بحذف النون. Okay. Other examples?
I have one example from Surah
Yes.
Al-Isra. It's ayah number 99. أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا أَنَّ اللَّهَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ.
أولم يروا. ما شاء الله. This means didn't they. Okay. And the wow also added to that. Awa. And then lam, this is for making the past negative. And يروا is مضارع مجزوم. Also بحذف النون, because the مضارع of it is يرون. We dropped the noon and we placed the alif الجماعة. So this is again فعل مضارع مجزوم بحذف النون. Good. ما شاء الله. Other examples?
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
I had one example from Surah Ad-Duha. It's 93:6. ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى.
الله أكبر. ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى. يا سلام صلى الله عليه وسلم. ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى. Yeah, subhanallah. Yeah. So the Hamza here also, brother Faisal, means didn't he? ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى. ألم يجدك ضالا ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى. So didn't he find you? So لم يجدك, this kaf means you. And so the verb is وجد. The present of وجد is يجد. We put لم. So لم يجد. So now may be a good time to look at the markers of مجزوم. So we said that for منصوب we have either فتحة or dropping the noon. So there is no noon, we drop the noon. So dropping the noon can be a marker of the subjunctive or the fatha, right? In the jussive, which is with lam mostly, we use sukun. We use the sukun, which is now the marker that we use for the first time. We have never seen sukun used before as a marker. We're using it for the first time. Sukun. Or dropping the noon. So dropping the noon can be another marker of مجزوم. But there is a third marker, which is dropping حرف العلة. So حرف العلة is the واو or alif or the ya. So if the verb has got one of these, especially at the end, this will be dropped. This will be dropped. So we'll give examples for the three of these, inshallah. So ألم يجدك, this is by sukun. It has got sukun on the dal. يجد ألم يجدك. So the sukun was placed here because lam control the verb. When lam control the verb, it has become majzoom. And it becomes majzoom with sukun. It is for the plural. Yes.
Is it the same reason lam yalid got the sukun on dal?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So if it is a singular verb, you will have the sukun. Lam yalid.
Right.
The sukun, and it becomes now with qalqala. Lam yalid. Lam yulad.
Lam yulad.
Same thing. Yeah, you have got the dal with the qalqala. Okay. So if it is a singular verb, like he did, then you have the sukun. If it is a plural verb, which means that it has got a noon in the مضارع مرفوع, you drop the noon. Like يرون لم يروا, يغنون لم يغنوا. So we drop the noon when there is a noon for the plural. We place the sukun when there is a singular verb. And the third case is لم يكن. What happens with one yakun is that it used to have a waw, yakun. So we drop the waw. Why did we drop the waw? This is harf illa. This is one of the three letters, waw, alif, ya. So we drop this waw, and so the marker will be حذف حرف العلة. So we call it مجزوم بحذف حرف العلة. It is just case, and the marker for this is dropping the letter of علة, which is the long vowel, one of the three long vowels. Waw, alif, ya. Examples of this in the Quran, we can get many examples of this in the Quran. So let's see, for example, we say,
Sheikh, what does illa mean?
Illa means disease or a problem or a trouble or
weakness.
Weakness, yeah, it's the weak thing because they are vowels, so they are weaker than the constants, constant letters, the three long vowels. حروف العلة. Yeah, weak. Yeah, that's a good expression. Weak forms.
Dr. Antal, is that where the English word weakness comes from?
So the waw alif ya?
No, that illa means weak.
Yeah, illa. Yeah, illa means weak, but I don't see like the resemblance in the sounds between ayn and lam and weakness.
Ill.
If I understand your question correctly.
Yes, like illa, ill.
Ill. Oh, yeah, maybe. Subhanallah. Illness. Ill. Yeah, so we have alil. Alil in Arabic means sick. So ilil, ill, maybe, Allah alam. We need to search for this. It can be. So if we search on the Quran here, no. Oops. Yes. So if you say just lam, we have lam yakun, lam yalid, wa lam yulad, lam ya. Okay. فمن لم يجد ومن لم يطعمه لم يتسنه لم يصبها وبل لم يكونا رجلين ما لم ينزل لم يلحقوا لم يمسسهم لم يفعلوا لم يكن من لم يستطع. Okay, this is a good example. من لم يستطع. So let's take this example. فمن لم يستطع. فمن لم يستطع. What does this mean?
Whoever is not able to.
Able to. Okay. So يستطع, this is a verb in the present. And the past is استطاع, to have been able to. Okay. The real present, the مرفوع present is يستطيع. So يستطيع is the present with the dhamma. So if we place lam before it, lam, it should be lam يستطيع, because we do not change anything in the wording of the verb. But here we have this ya, we drop it. This is حرف العلة. Once we drop this ya, we place a sukun. لم يستطع. So was not able to. So whoever of you who is not able to, who couldn't do it. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that the companions of Sayyidina Isa asked him a question. They said, هل يستطيع ربك? What does this mean? هل يستطيع ربك?
Is your Lord capable of?
Yeah. Is your Lord able to descend a banquet for us? This is the whole surah name. Al-Ma'idah means the banquet. Because of this ayah. Will your Lord be able to give us a banquet to descend from heaven? So they use the verb يستطيع, because this is فعل مضارع in the مرفوع case. And مرفوع because there is no controller, no an, no lam, no lam. It is just hal, which is a question word. So it is not controlled by anything. So we just place dhamma يستطيع. Some mashayikh say that the whole surah, Surah Al-Ma'idah, is in fact about the Last Supper. So the Last Supper in Christianity, this is the Muslim version of it, which is the Ma'idah that the Hawariyun asked for. And which means that the Last Supper has got some origins, but it was kind of distorted into folk tales of the drawings of Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci and the others. But the origin is the banquet that they requested. And some of the scholars say that it was descended and it contained bread and fish. And it was sufficient for everyone in Palestine. Yes, Muhammad, you raised your hand.
Yeah, the quick question. The ya that you are dropping for masjoom, is this part of the original word that you are dropping?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we have to go to the root. Again, we have to go to the root. So if we have the verb يستطيع, we have to drop and reach out to 3 letters only. We know that this ya means he does, because this is a prefix that we place for the فعل مضارع. Remember? This is a prefix. And so what are we left with? We are left with the past, which is istata, but it is still more than 3 letters. So what is the rhyming of istata? Istafala. Okay, istafala. So what are the added letters to fa'ala here?
Ain.
Yeah. So we are left with this fa'ala. So everything that is other than fa'ala is added, ista. So this means that the origin of the verb is ta'a. Ta'a, which means to comply, to be lenient, to like ta'at al-walidain, for example, to be obedient to your parents. So ta'a or tawa'a, to have compliance, to have the capacity to do something. Okay, so this ya that we dropped from the verb, it is not part of the root of the verb. because this is the past. It doesn't. We do not have it in the past. We have an alif in place of it, and whether it is an alif or a ya, it is not part of the origin of the verb, because we said that ta'a, this one, is originally tawa'a with a waw. So the alif, the waw, and the ya, they replace each other, and they are weak. So we drop this ya, yastati' rather than yastati'.
Doctor, is it necessary for us to know, for example, in the word lam yastati', is it necessary for us to know that there was a ya between the ta, like you know how we took out the ya now? Is it necessary for us to know that it was removed, or is it enough that we see the sukoon in lam yastati'? It's enough that we see the sukoon, so we know that this will be jasif or majzoom.
Yeah, we know that it is jasif, but the marker of the jasif here is not the sukoon. So the sukoon is there, but it is not the marker. The marker is dropping the ya. So
okay,
this is
so
different.
That means,
yeah,
so it is necessary. So it is
ahead.
necessary for us to know that there was a ya there.
Yes. So for example, lam yakun, we know that yakun was yakun because this is the mudara, yakun.
Yes.
It has a waw. Maybe yastati' is not a common verb as yakun. So we know that yakun had a waw and this waw was dropped. So yastati' had a ya and this ya was dropped. Other examples are in here. We have seen lam yajid, lam yusallu, lam yakun.
Maybe this is a silly question you already went over it, but if that's the case, how can we know that there was those three letters, ya, waw, and what was the third letter?
Alif, waw, and ya.
Alif, waw. So how can we know that that was there before? Is it just from we know it just because we know the language a little bit, or?
Yeah, the more vocabulary you know and the more familiarity with the verbs, you will be able to make like the analogy of what is the mudara of this verb and what is the past of this verb. So one other verb that is more like less obscure is yurid. Okay, yurid, which means
I want.
Okay, he wants. Okay?
Sorry, yes, he wants it.
Okay, so what is the past? Like he wanted?
Arada.
Arada. Okay, arada. Good, mashallah. So arada, and the present is yurid. If we place lam, then we'll go to yurid after that. The Arabic language says you have to do something.
Lam yurid.
Lam yurid. So we drop this ya here because it is harf illah.
So by doing that, it makes it majzoom.
It is majzoom now, and the sukun is just added, but the marker is dropping the harf al-illah.
Okay, thank you.
Yurid. Yeah. So yeah, we just give some examples of these. I mean, these are not like common, but the common ones is that to have the sukun and to have the dropping of the noon. So we have فمن لم يجد. Here is, for example, فمن لم يجد, lam and yajid with the sukun. And remember that the sukun marker in the Quran is this marker, which is رأس حاء صغيرة. This mark is the sukun. So in people's everyday writing, they use the circle. But in the Quran uses this marker, which is رأس حاء صغيرة. I can find it where. Like this, for example, قد. So you see, it is above the قد. Okay. So the story of this marker is that, subhanallah, Imam Al-Khalil ibn Ahmad, Al-Khalil ibn Ahmad, he was the one who invented the markers for Arabic. So Arabic didn't used to have dots or markers for the short vowels. Which means that the noon will not have a dot. The qaf will not have dots. The fa will not have dots. The sad and the dad are similar. The ayn and the ghain were similar. The jim and the kha were similar. Arabs used to differentiate between each two of these by the context, and there was no problem with them. So when non-Arabs entered Islam, it was difficult for them to read the Quran in this way. So before adding the dots to differentiate between the confusables of the letters, Al-Khalil ibn Ahmad placed the markers for the short vowels. So he got us the fatha. So he placed for us the fatha, the kasra, and the dhamm. Okay. Now he wanted to put something for the sukun. And he was thinking, so dhamma, you have to round your lips. In order to get the dhamma correctly, you have to round your lips. And in order to get the fatha, you have to open your mouth. It's a fatha, so opening. And in order to get the kasra, you have to smile, so to get your lips backwarded. So all of these are harakat, all of these are movements for your lips. Then he said with sukun, it is something khafif. Khafif, so it is an easy thing. You do not have to make a big movement with your lips like the others. So he said, okay, so let's look at khafif, and we just keep the kha. Okay? And because at his time, the kha didn't have a dot, so it looks like a ha. It looked like a ha, but it is a kha. And then he said, I will take the upper part of it. So we are left with this. So this part here is the upper part of the kha, of the old kha, which means khafif. This is a khafif haraka. So say qad. You don't say qadu with a rounded lips, or don't qada with an open mouth, or qadi with backwarded lips. Just like qad. It's something khafif. Okay. So this was for Al-Khalil ibn Ahmad, but he lived in Iraq. And at that time, the people on Morocco, they have already entered into Islam, and there were also people who speak Arabic there. So their scholars tried something different. There was no communication among the Muslim Ummah, so they decided to use the same mark for the Fatha. So they agreed on the Fatha. They used the same mark for the Kasra, alhamdulillah. So there was no problem with the Fatha or the Kasra. When it came to the Dhamma, they decided to use the Dhamma, but to remove the circle of the Dhamma. So only the lower part of the Dhamma will be used for the Moroccans. Only the lower part of the Dhamma. Okay, I will show you inshallah an example of this. When they came to the Sukun, they started to think, just as Al-Khalil ibn Ahmad thought, what should I do for the Sukun? So they said, okay, what does grammar say? They said that sukun is a marker for majzoom. We have not seen it with marfu' or mansub before, or majroor. It is only a marker for majzoom. So they said, okay, the word is jazm. So if the word is jazm, let's keep only one letter of it, which is the meme. And for the meme, just take the circle of the meme. So they ended up with this that we have. This is the circle of the meme of the word jazm. So in Moroccan masahif, and also I think in the subcontinent of India, you have this marker, which is the circle. The circle, in fact, is the circle of the meme in the word jazm, which refers to the case of sukoon where it is used. Sister Zuhra, you have a question?
No, you just made it clear. That's what I'm from Indian subcontinent. So there we learn jazm. Like I came to know it's sukun, but I love sukun. Knowing the meaning of sukun means it feels like sakina. It's quiet. I think that's what makes more sense to me, sukun. But in the Pakistan, it's jazm.
Jazm, yeah. So the word jazm here is coming from this origin, jazm. So they just got that from jazm.
Who was this Al-Khalid ibn Ahmad? Who was him?
Yeah, Al-Khalil ibn Ahmad was a genius man, subhanallah. He is the one who placed down the rules for the Arabic grammar. So the Arabic grammar was laid down. They say in Arabic, قَعَدَ الْقَوَاعِد. قَعَدَ الْقَوَاعِد, he means he laid down the principles of the rules. The principles of the rules of grammar. So he is the first grammarian of the Arabic language. His student is Sibawayh. His student is Sibawayh, who was Persian. So he wasn't an Arab, but he is the one who carried the science, the knowledge of Al-Khalil ibn Ahmad, and he started dedicating a book. So he always would say, our teacher Khalil said this, and I say this, and my commentary is that. But he died before he finished the book. So his students called his book Al-Kitab, without giving it a name. So till now, whenever Al-Kitab is mentioned, this means Al-Kitab of Sibawayh, where he carried the grammar of Al-Khalil, and this is the first grammar book ever, Al-Kitab.
So which century was he in, Imam Khalil?
I think this is the end of the first century, because it wasn't long after the beginning of the Umayyad Empire Caliphate. Okay. After Khalil ibn Ahmad and Sibawayh came another scientist or another scholar. His name was Nasr ibn Amir ibn Nasr. Okay. There is one who's called Abu al-Aswad al-Du'ali. So Abu al-Aswad al-Du'ali and his student Nasr ibn Amir. They both found another problem still there, because the non-Arabs could now pronounce the vowels, but they are still struggling with the Sad and the Dad and the Ain and the Ghain. So they decided to add dots to similar letters in order to make them different from each other. So they put a dot on the Ghain and they left the Ain. They put a dot on the Dad and they left the Sad. They put a dot, 3 dots on the Sheen, and then they left the Seen. So every two that are similar to each other, they put dots for that. When they came to Fa and Qaf, so Fa and Qaf used to have no dots, both of them. So just as they said with the Sad and the Dad, they left one without a dot and they added for one a dot. Now for the Fa and the Qaf, people in the Mashriq and the eastern parts, they decided to put 1 dot on the Fa and 2 dots on the Qaf. People in Morocco, they said no, we'll just put Fa without any dots. So Fa will not have any dots. And Qaf will have 1 dot, but below, not above. So this was also a discrepancy between a Masahif in the east and in the west of the empire. Recently, maybe only the last 20 or 30 years, Morocco started to get their new published masahif using the same dotting style and the same markers as Mashariqa, because this is now the mainstream or the widespread one. So I'll show you an example of this. I hope that the Mujamma will open today. Mujamma al-Malik Fahd.
Quick question, Doctor, for the kasra and the fatha that was used by Imam Khalil. Was it a coincidence that he used the fatha and the kasra, and the people in the Moroccan areas, they also used the same fatha and kasra? Was that just pure coincidence?
In fact, it was not a
Or was it
coincidence,
based off of
because
something?
yeah, it had some history of development. So it was not just directly this fatha and kasra that we have. It used to be a small alif, and then it kind of was leaning towards the kasra, and then above the letter or below the letter, or a dot style, or so Sheikh in Tajweed, they make some reference to that. So we'll show if it is available here, inshallah. I will show it to you. I think it is at the end. The Sheikh just gives us some history of how this was written.
Sheikh, is it
in the
Ayman
meantime,
yes.
Sorry. In the meantime, another question, just to correct the old thinking or the information. Heard, I didn't read anywhere, but I heard that Hajjaj bin Yusuf was the person in whose era these harakat were before
Nasr
that.
ibn
It was
yeah, Jazakumullah khair. Hajjaj ibn Yusuf is the one who ordered that this should be done. It was during his
era.
Power era, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sister, you have a question?
I was just asking, is it Ayman Sued's book?
Yes, the book of Dr. Ayman Sued. Yes, so he's telling us about this alamat and the development of this and how it happened, and how the sheen, for example, came into being, and how it was like that, and then the writing of the hamza, and the C. So here, for example, the sad and the dad and the sta and the da. This is how they looked like. All of the four, they looked exactly the same, and Arabs could distinguish between them. Now they had to make some
my
changes.
question is, how in Arab people can read without dots and haraka? That amazed me. You know, I cannot.
It's
I cannot
only
fathom
when
it.
you know the language, what is written.
That's
when you
right.
know the word, full word, what is then you can
That's right.
differentiate. Otherwise, you can't.
Yeah, that's right. So you do not look at single letters, you have a holistic view of the word, of the sentence, and then you figure that out by the closure law of the Gestalt theory, that your mind fills into the gaps. But in order to make it easier, so they lengthened the sinna, or this part, the nabra of the ta and the da, and then they placed one dot here and one dot here for the dad and the da, for example. Then when it came for the harakat, this was a small alif, then they made it lean, and then they made like a fatha. This was a da, a complete waw, and then they tried to make it a bit different. And the ya, so they made it like that, then like that, then it turned into like this. And the tanween was the same thing. So he gives us something, and then the tanween dam, they put a waw and a noon, and then they placed the noon above the dhamma, so it turned out to be like this if it is idhar. Now for the sukun, he said that the word khafif, and then we take this part of khafif, and this turns to be the sukun. And then the word jazm, and we take part from the word jazm, which is the meme, and then the circle of the meme, and this gives us this circle here.
Yeah, and I think we call it Jazm in India, Pakistan, publishing the Quran, but its shape is like the Khafif one, I believe so.
Yeah, so they kept the name and they took this the shape.
Jazm is like that.
Yeah. And the shadda from the word shadid. So they took the sheen and it didn't have the dots. So these three parts, these are the part of the shadda, which are shadid. Sila, they got the full word sila, sad, lam, ha, and then they reduced it onto to sad, sa, in the old masahif. Mad, so it has to get the full word mad as it was in old masahif, and then they dropped the meme, and then they dropped the lam, and they made it like this. So these are also changes that happened in the writing. Yes.
Sure. Is this book or are those reference books, and did you ever share with them with the class, or are those available online, or how?
Wallah, I got this from Sheikh Muhammad Anafia. He got me his copy and I made a PDF of it. Right, Muhammad?
Okay.
It's a tajweed book. Yeah.
It's a good book. It's a good book for giving like basic information about, in fact, detailed information about the Quran and the pronunciation of the Quran in Tajweed. So this is called the Illustrated Tajweed by Sheikh Ayman Suwaid in English and Arabic. I think we can get your copy from Amazon, or
Yes.
you can also get an e-copy on your tablet or iPad. They make it available by الثاني kitab.
I can share with you, inshallah, in the class. Yeah.
Inshallah. Okay, Jazakumullah khair. So back we say that these are the three markers of jazm.
There are a few hands up, Sheikh, for question, I guess.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't look at the hands. Yes, Dr. Jahan.
Just a quick question about the origin of the language in written form. So Arabic was more a oral tradition, oral language, like it wasn't written. So how did they come up with letters? Where did they find letters? Because they were not... I know I don't mean to take up a lot of time in the class, but just...
Yeah, I will answer this quickly, inshallah. So the Arabic language was written, but it was not like a common practice among the Arabs to write. Remember, al-mu'allaqat, these are the hanging poems. They were before Islam. So before Islam, very celebrated, wonderful poems, they would use to write them down and to hang them on the walls of the Kaaba because of the beauty of the poems. So there were people who write, but this was not a common practice. So how did the Arabic system of writing start? The Arabic language is not just one language that lives in a vacuum. It is part of the bigger family of languages, which is the Semitic languages, and even the Semitic is part of the Afro-Asian languages. So ancient Egyptian is a sister language, Abyssinian is a sister language, another language is the Jazi, which was spoken in Ethiopia. Hebrew is a sister language. Persian is not. Persian, it does not come from the same origin of the languages. It comes from the Indo-European. It has a different sound system. So there were some of these languages that have already been in the writing tradition for long, especially the ancient Egyptian. The ancient Egyptian was long for thousands of years inscribed on walls. So the good thing, or let's say the interesting thing, is that the Arabic writing started, in fact, with Sayyida Hajar alayhi salam, the mother of Ismail and the wife of Sayyidina Ibrahim. She was an Egyptian princess. She was knowledgeable about writing, and when she was left in Mecca, she taught her son Ismail the writing system. And he wrote using the ancient Egyptian format, and then he added the sounds of the Arabic language, and he developed it. Then his son Qidar, and then his son's son Nabit. So this is the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his grandfathers, who are changed the system of the writing. Until before Islam, it was very close to the writing on the Masahif that Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan copied. And subhanallah, if you look at the Rosetta Stone, this is the stone where the ancient Egyptians wrote down a text in 3 languages. And it has now come to be like a sign for different languages of the world. So whenever they refer to the Rosetta Stone, this means languages. So this was a very old relic that is left by the ancient Egyptians. It has got a text in ancient Egyptian that is translated, the same text, into later ancient Egyptian known as Demotic. Demo means the language of the demo, of the people, and then translated into Greek. And the scholars of the French campaign on Egypt, they understood Greek, so they knew that this is a translation of this and this is a translation of that. And so by just making the parsing and the analysis of the sentences and the words and the meanings from here to here and to here, they unlocked the script of the ancient Egyptians. And so this was a big discovery in the history. If we have a clearer picture, this middle stage is in fact very close to the writing of the Masahif.
It's in the British Museum.
It is in the British Museum.
I saw it in the British Museum. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Subhanallah. Yeah. So this is the one. Yeah, it's a bigger one here. So look here. So this is the ancient Egyptian, fully iconographic. This is Greek. In the middle, it has big change into symbols. And these symbols, most of them look like what we have in the old Masahif by Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan. So old Uthmani Quran. You will have something like this. So look at how this was written and how this was written. So remember that this was like 1,000 years before this, but still some of the markers here are like the markers there. So the development happened. Yeah. So it was a written language, but it was not a common practice to write it down. I hope this answered the question. There was another person raising their hand? Okay.
Yes, it was me, but I guess it's sort of past now. It's okay. Inshallah, next
Okay. So we have, as we said, in Majzum, we looked at lam, which means did not do. And it can be with sukun, like this, lam yaktub, and this is the marker for sukun. Lam taktub, she, third person, lam taktub, you, anta, so huwa, hiya, lam taktub, anta, lam taktub, all with sukun. But when it comes to the dual muthanna, lam yaktuba, so the noon is dropped. Lam taktuba, the noon is dropped. Lam yaktubu, so the noon is dropped and we have alif. And lam taktuba again and taktubu again. When it comes to taktubin, so lam taktubi, the noon is dropped. Taktubin, and we drop the noon, becomes lam taktubi. Ana aktub with a sukun, nahnu naktub with a sukun. Now for the plural female, lam yaktubna, we have the sukun. So the noon is here because this is a marker of feminine. So it is still a sukun. Lam taktubna with the sukun. So it is always sukun or dropping the noon. Or if it has got a harf illa, we drop the harf illa as we have seen with yurid an yastata. And you can see that the same happens as with the subjunctive. So with the subjunctive, we have the same thing, but only the fatha, we placed it with the sukun. Other than that, everything is the same. Okay. Everything is the same. So other markers, other controllers of Majzum include la, li, wali, and lamma. So مجزوم includes is used for expressing a wish or a command, and for negation, negating the past tense, like لم يعلم, لم أعلم, and we said لم plus the present is exactly like did plus the present in English. So لم أأكل, I didn't eat. So you use did and then eat, which is the present, and Arabic also use لم and then أأكل, which is the present. Different markers or different controllers have got different meanings and different uses. So the lam, so li with a kasra, and whether it is fali or wali or the three variations of it, they express a wish or a command. Like لينفق ذو ساعة من ساعته. So li.
Sheikh, can I ask you a quick question? Yeah, yes. Before we move on. Lam, ya lam that you mentioned that is did not. So we are studying present tense, but all on a sudden it turned to a past tense by using the lam, because the ya lam is present, right?
Because what means present?
Ya lam, like the word ya lam, because it's a present tense.
Ya'lam, yeah, ya'lam. Yeah. Ya'lam is present.
But when you add lam to it, you say did not.
Yes, that's right.
So
yes. Why this is happening? Right, this is happening because the way the Arabic language grammar was classified, it focused on changes that happened to the verb. So not the meaning, not the communicative meaning. So if the verb now is marked by this controller and we have a sukun, then we place it under مجزوم مضارع, no matter what meaning it carries, because the Arabic language is vast and carrying different meanings and different functions. But this is the change that happens. In the English language, once you study the past, then you will study with it didn't and the present. So you will not ask, oh, why are we using the present here? We are in the past. Yeah, because this is how you negate the past. You negate the past with didn't plus the present. So we are in the present. Why are we referring to the past? Because this is the way lam is used. It changes the past meaning, the present meaning, into the past negative. Okay,
so then if I like to say I do not know, it's gonna be la ya'lam or just.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. So negating the present is different from negating the past. So negating the past you use lam. Negating the present you say la. Okay. And then the present, la a'lam, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know, lam a'lam. So lam a'lam, I didn't know. La a'lam, I don't know. Lam akun a'lam. What does this mean?
I will not know.
No, it is not the future. The future is not important.
Oh, sorry.
For the future, in fact, we already studied lan a'lam. Lan, which means I will never. Lan. So it's a different thing. Say, for example.
Is it I used to know?
Okay, that's right. So lam akun a'lam, I didn't used to know, or I wasn't knowing. Okay. So lam akun, I wasn't. So lam akun, I wasn't, and I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't knowing, I wasn't studying. Okay. And we have لم يكن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب منفكين والمشركين منفكين. They were not leaving that. So we have the three markers. La for the present. This is negative for the present. Lam, this is negative for the past. So la is negative for the present. Lam, negative for the past. Lan, negative for the future.
Could you please repeat this again?
Yes. So la, negative for the present. For example, لا أقول لا أقول إلا الحق. I do not say, I do not speak except the truth. لا أشهد. I do not testify. I do not witness. And we have examples of this in the Quran. لا. لم, I would say لم. Now what do you think of أقول? How أقول would be after لم?
لم أقل.
Excellent, mashallah. So what happened?
We dropped واو.
You drop the waw. So this is a verb that is مجزوم by dropping the waw. Okay, so we place a sukun, but we do not say that it is مجزوم by the sukun. It is مجزوم by dropping the waw. لم أقل. لم أشهد. So this will be like this. For لن, we studied لن with the subjunctive المنصوب. We said this will be in the future. So لن أقول. لن أشهد. Here, لا أشهد. لا أقول. لا أعلم. Okay. Now, Muhammad, look here. We have la here, right? You see, we have lam, la, and li, and lamma. This la
is different.
Is different. Is not like this la. Because this la means negative for the present, and it doesn't do anything to the verb. It will still be مرفوع. لا أعلم, لا أقول, لا أشهد. So this is a la for negation. It doesn't do anything to the verb. The other la that is mentioned, in fact, the second la is called the la for prohibition.
And it uses with the present form of the verb, right? Then that's how
right.
we know. Okay.
Yes. So this one, so the first one is negative, negation, negating. The second one here is used for prohibition. And prohibition, this is only used with the second person. Only used with the second person. Like, لا تشرب. لا تشرب means what?
You do not drink? Or?
Do not drink.
Yeah. Do not drink.
Did not drink.
Don't drink.
Don't drink.
So it doesn't mean I do not drink. It means you. I'm ordering you. Don't drink. So if it is like this.
Amor. It's amor. Is it amor?
Amor? What is amor?
It's a verb, amor.
Amr. Yeah, it's an amr. Yeah, it's the negation of the amr.
Yeah.
A prohibition, a command not to do something. So now it has become majzoom. لا تشرب.
It's the imperative form, right? Yeah.
Yes. What is the question, sister?
Sorry, the both laws again. Can you explain how they look different? The negating and the prohibition.
Yes.
It looks the same to me, but I'm not getting that.
So we use la with all the pronouns to negate the present. So I say, for example, لا يذهبون. So they do not go. لا يأكلون. لا تأكلون. You do not eat. So Sayyidina Ibrahim went to the idols and said, ما لكم لا تأكلون. Why don't you eat? So you are not eating. لا تأكلون. لا أذهب. I do not go. تمام. لا نشتري. We do not buy. All of this means we do not. They do not. But only for a command not to do something, like لا تذهب, don't go. Don't go. So it doesn't mean not, it means do not. And it is only for anta. Anta or anti, or the second person. Anta or anti or antuma. or أنتم. So only for the second person.
And it has taken the last on ba in this example, it has taken the sukun.
Yeah, because this is singular said, we said لا تذهب أنت, لا تذهبي أنت, لا تذهبا أنتما, لا تذهبوا أنتم. Okay, لا تذهبن أنتن. So it is always with the second person only. Second person, it means do not. So the difference here is the meaning. The meaning is don't do this. And this la is the one that causes jazm for فعل مضارع, not the one before. So this one does not cause jazm. This one causes jazm to the فعل مضارع. So this is the one. I don't know why it doesn't. So this is the one that causes jazm. This one does not cause jazm.
And sorry, doctor, you named these two words differently. The first la and the second la. How can we describe it again? What's the name of it?
Yeah. So the first la is called la nafiya. La النافية. Second is called لا الناهية. So now these names, لا النافية and لا الناهية. نافية, this means negating. ناهية, this means prohibiting. So نافية and ناهية. The word ناهية, نافية, the root of it is the noon and fa and the ya. Nafi. Nafi means to negate. This one is noon, ha and the ya. Nahi. Nahi means to prohibit. الأمر والنهي. Say الأمر بالمعروف what?
ومنكر.
والنهي عن المنكر. So أمر بالمعروف ونهي عن المنكر. أمر means commanding, enjoining. Nahi means prohibiting.
منكر.
النهي عن المنكر. Both are las, but this is the difference. This comes with all pronouns and it negates the present. And it doesn't do anything to the verb. It keeps marfu'. This one comes only with the second person. It means prohibition and it makes the verb majzoom. Makes the verb majzoom. Go ahead.
And Shay, going back to lan, the never. You were also mentioning about the present. I think present was not as important. Present, past, and future. Lan is always for future.
For future, yes.
Could it also mean that it never happened in the past?
No, it tells only about the future.
Okay.
It tells only about the future. Yes. So these are the two las that we look at. So the la here is in fact the one that is for prohibition only. That's why it is under the lesson of majzoom. Okay, and here prohibition. The second person jussive. لا تجعل, do not make. لا تجعلوا, do not make plural. So لا تجعل, this is majzoom with a sukun. لا تجعلوا, this is also majzoom but with dropping the noon because it is plural. لا تجعل can be dual also with dropping the noon. So we have looked at la, prohibition. We have looked at lam for negation. Let's take the last one, which is, that has got all the variations. Li, falli, walli, which is for strengthening. For the strengthening and for the fact it is also for the command, for expressing the wish or the command. فَلْيَعْمَلْ ليعمل عملا صالحا. Let him do righteous work. So this lam here means let him do. Command him to do. May he do. فليعمل, and the marker is the sukun. So we have seen two lambs, and both are followed by فعل مضارع. One of them will be a marker for mansub, and one of them will be a marker for مجزوم. So both verbs are here. You need to review this a lot, inshallah. ليعمل, and the same ليعمل. So if you have it ليعمل with a sukun, then this is مجزوم. ليعمل with a fatha, then this is mansub. And this lam will have a different meaning.
The second lam is two.
Two, that's right. So that he will do that.
Jar?
Yes. It is not حرف jar. It is a controller فعل مضارع. حرف jar will come before nouns. We are speaking about verbs.
Right.
Yeah. So two. Yeah. Two in English is a proposition, but this is the only proposition in English that comes before verbs. All other propositions come before nouns. In Arabic, all propositions come before nouns, and two is an, and it comes before فعل مضارع, lam or la or an. This lam with the sukun, this means let him do, let something be. Someone do something, or something happen. Let something happen, or let someone do something. One example we have seen before, I'm sorry. This is the example that I started to talk about, which is لينفق. So at the end of Surah Al-Tahrim, or maybe Surah Al-Talaq. لينفق. لينفق ذو سعة من سعته. So ينفق, this is مضارع of أنفق. What is أنفق?
Spend.
To spend, that's right. Yeah. So لينفق, let him spend. Let him spend for a command. This lam was a kasra, li. Li, and we have the sukun here. مجزوم, this is فعل مضارع مجزوم, and this is the sukun.
Okay.
The same fa'al comes here again, فلينفق, with the fa at the beginning, which means then, let him. So لينفق, and again فلينفق. This is ayah number 7 in Surah At-Talaq. Let's get it from here to see the translation. So let the man of wealth provide according to his means. And for the one with limited resources, let him provide according to whatever Allah has given him. So لينفق, let him spend. ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق, let him spend. This is an example of li and fali. At the end of Surah Al-Kahf that we recite every Friday, the last part of Surah Al-Kahf, last sentence, فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه what فليعمل. See this فليعمل عملا صالحا. So this fa is conjunction. Li, this is the let him, the controller of مجزوم. And then يعمل is a singular verb, so it is having the sukun. فليعمل.
Sorry, Dr. Ansel, what's a fa again?
The first conjunction, then, means then.
Then, oh, this is, so when you say fali, fali, then it's just, it's two letters with different.
Yeah. The verb is يعمل.
Yeah. So
the root is عمل.
So let
this,
him.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let him. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Sister Joyria.
Yeah, I was just reading the another example of this controller fal and wal in Surah Al-Baqarah, the end of the ayat of Ramadan. Fal yastajibu li wal yu'minu bi, with the dropping of the noon.
Yeah, mashallah. This is a wonderful example in Surah Al-Baqarah in ayat al-Siyam. Let them respond, let them come to me. This will be here, inshallah. Yes. فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون. This وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداعي إذا دعان. When my servants ask you about me, عني, I am near. أجيب, I answer the da'wah, the supplication of the supplicator, الداعي, إذا دعان, once he supplicates. I answer the call of the caller once he calls me. And subhanAllah, look at da'an, it is da'ani with the ya dropped, as we had examples before, when he calls upon me. فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي. Then fa. لي, let them. يستجيبوا مضارع مجزوم بحذف النون. Okay? And we said that this is not a sukun. This circle is not a sukun. The circle is a zero, which means that this is a dropped letter all the time. So this is the sukun in the Quran looks like this. This is not a sukun. So فليستجيبوا, this is فعل مضارع مجزوم بحذف النون. Likewise, وَلِيُؤْمِنُوا, so wow is also conjunction. Li, let them. يُؤْمِنُوا, believe, let them believe in me. So the noon was dropped. لِيُؤْمِنُوا بي.
And even Dr. Antar, فَلْيَصُمْهُ, the easiest example.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Yeah. The Abdali family are doing great, MashaAllah. فَلْيَصُمْهُ.
I was going to say, Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. So the fa and then li. And here, فَلْيَصُمْهُ. What is the marker for the majzoom?
The sukun on the meme.
Sukun, yeah, on the meme.
Okay. Jazakumullah khair. What is the past of this verb?
Sama,
Sama. What is the present?
yasumu,
Yasumu. Is there a letter missing?
Oh, wow.
Wow. So what is the marker here?
There's a dropped wow.
Dropped wow.
So it is not the sukun.
Yes.
You
Right,
see the tricks here?
Yeah. Subhanallah, that's why I was asking you before, is it the sukun that's the marker, or is it the waw ya alif? So that's why it was throwing me off before, because you have to remember that it's not like, just as you said right now, it's not the sukun, it's what's missing in this case.
What's missing? Yeah. So it depends on the nature of the verb. Some verbs will not have a waw or arif or a ya, so it will just be the sukun. Some verbs will have these, and so these will be dropped. And how do I mark them? just look at the origin of the present. The present say يصوم, not يصم. So there is something missing. فليصمه.
So the pronunciation is slightly different. You don't mad anymore because you don't have the vowels. Do you do that?
Yeah. So you do a small dhamma. فليصم. It is not فليصومه.
So you do a quick one. Okay.
Yeah. فليصم. Yes. MashaAllah. Okay. So we have looked at the lam, the falli, and wali, and li. We have looked at all of them. So we are left with two things. Lamma that I added, and the last thing here is for strengthening the Joseph. So I will come to strengthening this Joseph maybe in another time, not to confuse you. But I will spend the remainder of the time here for lamma, and I will come back to the la. Lamma, we have it in Surah Al-Hujurat. Yes, Brother Osama.
Yeah, I just have a quick question. Probably brothers and sisters might ask that too, because I noticed, but I don't have the exact answer. There are some instances in Quran where lam yakun is considered as just lam yakun. Even noon is dropped.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Subhanallah.
What's the significance for that?
Yeah, that's a good question, in fact. So Sayyidah Maryam says, وَلَمْ أَكُ بَغِيًّا. Right?
Yeah, there are 4 or 5 instances.
وَلَمْ يَكُ يَعْلَمْ. فَلَمْ يَكُ يَنْفَعُهُمْ. فَلَمْ يَكُ يَنْفَعُهُمْ. So dropping the noon of kana. So the verb is kana. This is the past. The present is yakun. So with the yakun, we have noon, which is an origin part of the verb because kana has got it. And then we have the waw. It is okay to drop the waw because it is harf illa. It is an added letter. Okay? But the fact is that it is not normally like completely a harf illa because, I mean, this ya is the prefix for the present. So we are left with 3 letters. So in fact, it is an important letter. But especially with kana, because we call it a fi'l naqis, a fi'l that is weak. It is a verb that is weak, that is a model. Model in English means that we have present and past, but we do not have past participle. So we have can and could, but you do not have a past participle. You have will and would, but you do not have a past participle. And you do not use these verbs as main verbs. So you do not say, I can, and then you stop. You can do what? You have to do something after that. That's a model. So it's a weak format. The same thing is for kana. Kana only doesn't give a meaning. If you say, for example, nama, so the same 3 letters. So nama, it gives a full meaning. He slept. But kana doesn't give a meaning. He was. He was what? It is not complete. Because it is a weak verb or a model verb, it can accept some more changes. Some of the changes will be dropping the waw in jazm. Some of the changes will also be dropping the waw and the noon. So both of them are dropped. And so what's left is only the kaf. So lam aku, this alif hamza means I, and we have only the kaf left from kana. Falam yaku, this ya means it or he or third person, and we are left only with the kaf. So the kaf only means kana. So why did we drop the noon? This is dropped for rhetorical purposes. What are the rhetorical purposes? Normally, the meaning is that we do not have time to say the full word because of the urgency and because of the heaviness of the situation. So look at Sayyidah Maryam alayhi salam. She is given the news that you will be pregnant. Just imagine how she received this. She was pious, righteous, never touched by a human being. And now she's going to have the biggest mark of having an affair. So she says, how can I get a child while two cases are not there? The first case is لم يمسسني بشر, I did not have a partner. So either I have a partner like a lawful partner, like a husband, ولم أكو بغية, or I am a prostitute and I'm not a prostitute and I do not have a partner. So how can I get a child? This is so heavy, this is so urgent, not even to say أكن, and in order to negate, remember lam means negation, so in order to negate everything in association with baghi, that she is a prostitute, she even does not complete the verb. She doesn't drop only the waw, she drops the waw and the noon to make it complete negation. I have never been baghi, I've never been a prostitute. Lam aku baghiya. And she is talking very quickly to negate, so no time to pronounce the noon. All time is for the negation. لم أكو بغية. Subhanallah. Second situation is لم يكو ينفعهم. This is at the day of judgment. The kafirin, their associates of idols and others that they used to worship, they do not come to their rescue. And they look around, they do not find anyone to rescue them. Under the urgency and the heaviness of the situation, the noon also is dropped. This means that especially for kana, we can have yakun, full مضارع. We can have yakun, which is مضارع مجزوم. We can have yaku, which is مضارع مجزوم, and the noon also has been dropped for urgency. And this is the funniest case. We can have nothing, but we know that there is kana. Kana is there, but you do not see it. This is not in the Quran, but in the Hadith.
Okay.
Yeah, one example is we were talking in Shama'il about the ring of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and in the Hadith it says اتخذ ولو خاتما من حديد. So this is the Hadith. اتخذ ولو خاتما من حديد. So what does this mean? It means get a ring, even if this ring was made of iron. Okay, get a ring even if the ring is made of iron. So where is even if it is made of fire? So in Arabic grammar they say if we have law means even if, and then you have a word that has got fatha like this fatha in fact is khabar kana. This is khabar kana, which means that there is something that is dropped here, and what is dropped is this. ولو كان المتخذ خاتما. So we dropped kana and its name. So not only kana and its name and its mubtada, and we kept its khabar. But how do we know this? Because of law, even if it has been. So walau here means even if it has been or even if it is. So the whole walau means even if it is. Then you don't need to get kana or its name, just get the khabar directly. And in everyday language, people will say كل ولو لقمة. كل means what?
All.
Eat.
Say.
Eat.
Say. Eat.
Say.
No, not قل. كل.
Oh, not cool. Okay.
أكل.
Eat.
أكل.
Eat.
Eat. ولو, even if
Even
it
if it is a
is
bite.
a bite, لقمة. That's it. So we say this to our children in sahur. They do not want to get up because it is late and they are asleep. So we say كل ولو لقمة. Or اشرب. ولو شربة. Drink, even a sip. So even a sip, this means even if what you have to drink is a sip. So this is where we drop the whole of kana. But as we said, it is not in the Quran.
Doctor, you called it khabar, what was it?
خبر كان محذوف.
So that looks exactly like tanween fatha
Yes,
in
it is.
Quran. So it is tanween fatha, you're saying?
It is tanween fatha because when we studied kana, we had a chapter in kana. We said for kana, the name of kana, mubtada, is marfu' and the khabar of kana is mansub. So this is the marker of it being mansub.
I see.
We go back to, we had studied it where I think the last part of the third section.
Sheikh Hunter, one more quick question.
Yes.
Do you think in should be considered as a controller for jazm as well? Like in Quran, there are few examples like in Tansurullah Yansurkum. That's a majzoom as well, but maybe this book doesn't include that.
It is in the conditional case. So if we study the conditional, so I'm just kind of leaving the conditional aside because inshallah we have it. It's a complete lesson about the conditional because it has two parts.
Maybe that's maybe that's why the book doesn't include as in as part of the controller.
Yeah, as it for the time being. Okay, subhanallah. Yes, the lesson is here kana, unit 19. Kana, kanat, kanata, and then we have the name of kana and the khabar of kana. Kana an-nasu ummatan wahida. So the khabar, the predicate of kana, which is accusative, always accusative case. And the noun of kana is nominative case, marfu'. And we looked at these examples. So one last thing I would like to look at before we leave today, inshallah, is lamma at the end of Surah Al-Hujurat. قالت الأعراب آمنا. Remember that? Okay. قالت الأعراب آمنا قل لم تؤمنوا. So لم تؤمنوا means what?
But you will not believe.
You did not.
Sorry, you did not believe.
So remember that lam plus the present mean the past.
Yes.
For the negation. So the Arab, the Bedouins, said قالت, we believed. آمنا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says قل, Muhammad, tell them, no, you did not believe. لم تؤمنوا. ولكن, but, say قولوا أسلمنا, which means
basically be Muslim.
Yeah. So this is the difference between Iman and Islam. So they are saying Amanna, we have true faith. So Allah says not yet. You have Islam. So you got the superficial part. You got the first step into Islam. Aslamna. And then he says وَلَمَّا يَدْخُلِ الْإِيمَانُ فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ. And Iman has not yet entered into your hearts. So here he said lam. He said lamma. Lamma means not yet. Lamma means not yet. Okay. And it comes also before فعل مضارع. And the same thing, it controls the verb and makes it مجزوم. But what is the marker of مجزوم here? Is it dropping the noon, or is it dropping the letter, or is it the sukun?
There's a missing alif.
Okay. What is the origin?
Is it in yadkhul or in
Yadkhul.
Iman? Okay.
Yeah, Iman is a noun.
So sorry. So it's missing wow then.
Why should we have wow? So what is the verb origin of the verb?
دخل.
دخل. So the three letters are here. دخل. The three letters are here. So we are not missing anything.
Is it the kasra?
Yes, but the kasra is not a marker of the verb. We cannot put a kasra to the verb. So why is this kasra here? We know that this is a verb. يدخل. This is a verb. So why is a kasra here? Yeah, this is for tajweed. So in fact, this is a sukun. لم يدخل, this is a sukun. But the word ends with a sukun. The next word, what is the first letter to pronounce?
Lam.
Lam. The alif is dropped. Remember, this sila means if you continue, you drop this. So you start with the lam, and the lam has got what? Sukun. So you cannot have sukun here, and you cannot have sukun here at the same time. So you have to make a change for the first one in order to make ease of transition, and then you put the kasra. So the kasra is not a marker for the verb, but it is added here for ease of transition. So they say
it's for liaison, that's all.
Yes. So you say وَلَمَّا يَدْخُلْ. If you stop, you say وَلَمَّا يَدْخُلْ with a sukun. If you continue, you say وَلَمَّا يَدْخُلِ الْإِيمَانِ وَلَمَّا يَدْخُلِ الْإِيمَانِ.
Dr. Antar, can you ever say يدخل الإيمان?
So if you say وَلَمَّا يَدْخُلْ الإيمان, you have stopped. You have stopped. So if you stopped لم يدخل and then you say الإيمان, the fact that you cannot start with the sukun, so you used this alif. You said al-iman, so you used the alif to start.
No, but why do you have to join the two lams? That's my question. I think would it change the meaning if you were continuing and you said yadkhul il-iman?
It is difficult to pronounce if you say walamma yadkhul il-iman walamma yadkhul il-iman. This is difficult to pronounce. For ease. For ease of pronunciation, of transition. Yeah.
Walamma means again what?
Not yet.
You said that. Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, not yet.
On a side note, if you do stop at yadkhul, would it not be pronounced il-iman or is it still al-iman?
So if you stop at yadkhul, it will you pronounce yadkhul. Now, if you start from al-iman, you have to pronounce this alif.
Okay.
You say al-iman, al-iman. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's why there is a difference between this sad, sila, which means pronounce it only if you start, and drop it if you link. If you connect, drop it. If you start, pronounce it. And this waw, this alif, jahadu, which means always drop it. No matter what happens, it does not exist. Okay, that's why we said this is not a sukun. This is a marker for a dropped letter. So we say wajahadu. We don't say wajahadu wa. And then if you connect wajahadu bi amwalihim, so the alif is not pronounced at all in all cases. So why is it there? As we said, this is waw al-jama'a. It is placed there to make a difference between it and waw al-jam'a, as we explained before. Okay. طيب, inshallah. Okay, so let's have the homework for you. Next week, inshallah, because it will be Eid, we will not have our class, so it will be the next day after Eid to give you time to rejoice and to have social gathering with your family. We'll have the class after next week, inshallah. Your homework will be to get examples of lam, la, and then li, fali, wali. And if you have another example of lamma, no problem, inshallah. We can look at all of these. So try to get examples from all of these. And inshallah, also, I don't know if I can explain this now or I keep it for next time. to explain the Ishmam in Surah Yusuf. I explained it before, but we can explain it again, inshallah, maybe next time, in order to spend longer time in explaining the meaning of it. Why do we have the Ishmam here in this word? You can see the tree and the diamond in this word. لا تأمنا. This is the only time we have this mark. And it has la at the beginning. And so we are studying la. So is it la nahiya or is it la nafiya? Which la of it? Because it is followed by فعل مضارع. This inshallah we will explain next week in more details. Okay.
Is that the same word as in Surah Hud? وقال اركبوا فيها بسم الله مجريها.
No, it is a different one. It is a different sign. In Surah Hud, it is called imala. And imala means just you pronounce the alif closer to the ya. So you say majreha, majreha, not majraha. You say majreha. Here is the mark. So it is underneath the word, not above the word.
Sheikh, are we having in-person class next time or?
What do you think? Yeah, why not? Inshallah,
I
we
think
can
it
have
will be
it.
better.
Yeah, it will be better, inshallah, to have it in
Inshallah.
person.
Okay. In person, inshallah. Okay.
Inshallah.
And could you clarify? Did you say the next week will be cancelled or will it move to
Yes.
Sunday? Cancelled. Okay.
Yeah, we'll cancel it so that people take like good time to celebrate, inshallah.
So are we bringing some food or something? Is it something you want us to?
I will not use la nahiya or la nafiya. I will not use any la. Inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, mashallah. Let him get whatever they like, if they like. So, لينفق ذو ساعة من ساعته. Inshallah. If you are not, if you are interested, I have classes in Shama'il that we have after Asr. So you can, inshallah, attend with us online or in person and BIC, or you can see the recorded sessions of last week on my channel.
Sorry, Sheikh, can you repeat the last, what did you mean? When is it? Like, which days is it?
So next Saturday, we will not have a class. Saturday after, we will resume, inshallah.
No, you mentioned Shama'il.
Shama'il. Yeah, the Shama'il class is every day after Asr for the last 10 nights of Ramadan.
And what time would you start?
Just after Salat al-Asr, so 5:30 to 6:30, 1 hour every day until the end of Ramadan, yes.
So today as well. So can you send us the link, please?
Yeah, I will send it to Brother Osama, inshallah, he will send it to all of you. So we have already finished 5. Yeah, sent it to the group, mashallah. So Shamal English 2026, we have 5 classes. We have already finished, alhamdulillah, like 200 hadith, and we are still having 215 hadith left. So we commenting on them, English and Arabic, and we'll give the ijaza to those who continue to the end with us. So if you are interested
this will continue even after Ramadan? Or?
No, inshallah, we'll finish by the last day of Ramadan. This is the point, to finish the whole book.
Why did you not tell us ahead of time, Sheikh? I would have loved to have joined from the beginning.
People at BIC made an announcement. Didn't they, Sheikh Osama?
Yes, they made an announcement, yes, in the BIC.
Yeah, but it was like not online.
It wasn't online, yeah. It wasn't
just in the masjid, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it online right now, Brother Osama?
We provided a link for those who request.
It has just made it online for you guys.
Alhamdulillah. Yes. Yeah, because I mean, the administration said as long as people can see it on YouTube, so why should we make it an online at the same time? And so we decided to give it to whoever asks for it, and others can see it online on the channel. So you attend today, inshallah, with us. And I recommend that you review the 5 sessions before so that you have got all the missing part of the book, and then continue with us, inshallah, until Thursday. Once we finish, then we'll give ijaza to everyone who completed the course with us, inshallah. Just need to listen and to contemplate with us, inshallah.
Sheikh, can you also make the online availability for your Friday night Sirah, the Sirah series, Sirah of the Prophet?
Yeah, it is still on my channel. So on the playlists we have here.
No, I mean make it online for, like, if you want to join every Friday online rather than coming.
It is. Yeah. The problem is that once I start sharing my screen, I don't see people entering to admit them. So sometimes they end at the waiting room for long. I will try, inshallah, to fix that to provide like direct access without permission, inshallah. Sister Zuhra, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I wanted to know when will the Islamic psychology next class will start, Sheikh?
Inshallah, after Eid, we'll plan to resume another one soon, inshallah.
Okay. Jazakumullah khair, sister.
Brother Arif, Faisal.
I have a request to everybody, including you.
Yes.
And that's just so we are in the most consequential last few nights of the year as a gift. So I would humbly request all my co-learners and you to keep my parents, my family, ourselves, and all of our deceased predecessors all in your dua. All of you.
Jazakumullah khair. So we make dua for each of us, for each of our families, for each of our living relatives and our dead dear ones. Jazakumullah khair for the reminder. This is an important thing, especially at this time of the year of the change and making miracles by the will of Allah, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, and see you inshallah soon. After Asr or after Eid, 1 week after Eid. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam, inshallah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Jazakumullah khairan.
Wa alaikum.